Now, one of the NRL finals that is going to be happening, of course, is the women's game. The Brisbane Broncos women, they go up against the Sydney Roosters. What kickoff? What time is it? 1:30, I think it is. What do you reckon about that game there, JT?
Look, the Broncos are definitely the side to beat. They're 3 from 3 in the lead up to this match. They beat the the Roosters back in September, yes. 14 points to 4 on September 14th, sorry. So I just can't see it going the other way. They've got Pass across the field. They've got Ali Brigginshaw at halfback. Steph Hancock up front. Daughter of the great man, Rowan Hancock. They've got a couple of good players. Talisha Harden as well, lock forward. And they've just seemed to have gelled the best out of the 4 teams, I think. And it's only early days in the competition. I mean, I've said before on the show that these ladies are pioneers. They're showing the way for other female rugby league players to get on board and perhaps spread the gospel of the great game. But on the other hand, it's anyone's day. There's 2 teams involved, and of course, Keith, you've mentioned before about the Roosters. Hooker number 9, Nita Maynard, how her playing ability has got everything to do with your coaching input. I've heard you say it, bro.
I did not say it like that.
I'll rewound it, and did Keith Niwa just say that he coached her? Come on, brother.
I did coach her. I never said that it was her ability that's gotten her there. Yes, but do you think, though, an upset could be certainly on the cards? It's a possibility, maybe?
No, I don't think, mate. I think the Broncos and the Broncos wide probably can at least.
Fair enough. Now, I'm not sure if you've been kind of following the NRL women's game there, have you, Ra?
Not really, Kizzy. I've been sort of keeping tabs on the women's game in union to a small extent. But good to hear your modesty in terms of in terms of your league history, your past league history. But hey, it's good to see that, and hopefully that the game continues to grow in the league, and it won't become such a male-dominated, like a lot of sports are sort of heading towards. There's still a long way to go, obviously, in a lot of these codes, and rugby league's no different. So, I hope if nothing else, they make for an entertaining match, because that usually gets a heck of a lot more bums on seats, and that the fan base just grows if you can turn on an exciting display of footy. You're going to get a lot more fans, and it's only good for the growth of the game in terms of the women's league. So I think I'm like JT. I'm going for the Broncos. They were always my team growing up. I mean, in the men's competition, but there's something about the Queenslanders or teams from that area. They've always been the underdogs because our league's pretty much been the hotbed in New South Wales and in particular Sydney. But I think my money's on the Broncos, and as I say, I hope the game does sort of take off for the future.
Have you been following the NRL women's game at all there, To?
I watched the Dragons play a game, and it was just great to watch both teams in the finals. I watched the game against the Broncos, and it just seemed to me that the Broncos, and it's most probably a pointer to what will happen tomorrow, is that the Broncos' skill level and the speed on the outside was a wee bit more refined than any of the other teams. And I don't know whether it's the coaching or the training or the just the sheer I suppose support that the club is giving. You can see it come through. I mean, I like the look of the Warriors in their first game up. They played really well. I love, obviously, the Dragons. Not only do they look good, but they can play good.
Yeah.
And that's the men's team and the women's team. I think as a club, I think the Dragons are a side that has been continually, year in, year out, I suppose, treated poorly by all the others, especially the Flash boys from Melbourne.
Yeah.
Got a lot of money, got a lot of...
Would you listen to this bloke, would you?
I was wondering what time you would actually come in on that.
I was going to cut you off here about the Dragons being good players or something.
Good players, good-looking, both men and women.
But it's certainly exciting times, I think, for the women, and it'll be interesting to see how the women's game evolves. What do you reckon, Toe?
I think it will. I think it has to, especially with the results of what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months. I think it can only get better.
Yeah.
I think it was a good idea only to have those teams in as we are at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think they've gone out too hard in terms of too many teams in the first drop. I think they've picked. I think they've picked the sides that are willing to show their worth, and I think it can only get better. And I tell you what, I think it'll be strong. It's just I hope that the crowds get along to the games.
Yes.
And not just as an afterthought. Oh well, I might turn up early as like a curtain raiser. Well, it's not a curtain raiser. It's a real game.
Yes.
It's just the only difference is the females playing. So I'm all in favour of it.
Is you going back now?
Yeah. I agree.
Just imagine if you expanded it out to the Pacific Islands.
True. The thing is, it seems to be, what they're trying to do, from my mind, is they're trying to consolidate and try and ensure that the talent is there. Though, first of all, in particular with their numbers, though, is that how you see it too, there, JT?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, the talent pool probably isn't as deep as it could be. So therefore, like I say, consolidate 4 teams. There's no massive blowouts. Keep it tight, and then build on it from there. So sides like Newcastle, historically a very, very strong rugby league area. I know Cronulla did have some players already signed to contracts, expecting to get one of the licenses. Unfortunately, they missed out. Even Melbourne down that way, some strong players. The Warriors obviously got New Zealand showing up, perhaps up to North Queensland, Central Queensland as well. Lots of female players. So, given time, and I think if we have this conversation 5 years from now, we'll say, wow, look at that, it's taken off quite dramatically.
True enough. Now,
as long as we don't have a team from Cronulla.
Fair, okay. Now, I remember...
Can you imagine Gallen's daughters playing in the thing?
Yeah, no one else will get the ball.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
I remember seeing something quite interesting. I think it was yesterday. One of the... What's that? Aussie Rules, ARL. One of the women... over there stormed out. I think there must have been some sort of a prize giving happening over there, or something along those lines, where one particular guy was running down the women's game, saying that ARL is a man's game. Did you catch any of that there, JT?
I was hoping you weren't going to come to me because no, I didn't. But they've had a female. It's AFL, Australian.
AFL, sorry, yes.
Or GayFL or Australian. Whatever you want to call it. It's got various names on this side of the border. Look, they've had. I think it's their second or third year they've had a female competition in place, and it's been quite successful from what I've managed to suss out from the sports news and that. But I don't know what you're talking about there, Keithy. Well, while we're on the subject, though, they've got their grand final today as well. Collingwood, the Magpies up against the West Coast Eagles from Perth. So Collingwood, one of the most followed sports clubs in Australia, well over 100,000 members, and they'll hopefully get across the line today for the Victorians in front of close to 100,000 people at the MCG. Right.
I've never followed that game because I just don't get it. I don't know what it is. I don't understand it. I like the athleticism that you see, but I just don't get the game. What about you, Ra? Do you follow the AFL at all? You do a little bit.
I can't understand it, Keithy. When I was younger at primary school, I remember we had a teacher. I think he was American or Australian or somebody, but he tried to teach us, because he knew that rugby was, New Zealand's a rugby-made country, but he tried to each week he'd try another type of football code, from soccer to Aussie rules, to Canadian football, to American football, and didn't seem too bad at the time. But we love our rugby and our league more than those codes. But no, I'm not really a big fan. But I suppose you've got to be an Australian to truly appreciate the nature of the
guess you
sport.
do.
And there's some pretty talented athletes, and we always see a lot of them, cross-cutting coming across the league in rugby, and the valuable skills that they do bring from AFL. The jumping and the kicking. So I suppose it does have its good points.
I don't suppose you follow the AFL there at all, Toe?
Yeah, I've got a nephew that lives over in Western Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Only a young fellow, 20 odd.
Right.
And might not even be 20. He was playing it. He loves it. He's a Dockers fan. My brother is a Dockers fan.
Right.
I think it's a blend of rugby and league. And it's also, I think it comes from, that has that Gaelic football origin.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I like my league. I like my rugby. And AFL is further down the list.
Right. Yeah. Very much.
I don't follow it. I mean, if it was on TV, I'd most probably turn it over and watch the Wives of the Rich and Famous.
Yes. Me too, probably. Me too. I think we're all in the same boat there. Anyway, talking about rugby, big game is going to be coming up tomorrow. Of course, Argentina and the All Blacks. We'll start off with you, Rao. What do you reckon with that game?
Yeah, I think let's not write off the Pumas too soon. I think it's a home game for them, so I think it's going to be quite an entertaining match. Hopefully, they get a good, passionate crowd over there. As we know, most Argentinian fans have that zeal and love of any sport, even the ones they don't understand. And even though it's not soccer, the odd games that I have seen over there have been sort of well patronised. There's been the odd empty sort of stand, but the thing is, now that the Springboks beat the ABs, I think the Pumas can smell a bit of blood, and I think they're going to come out all guns a-firing, and I think they're going to take it to the ABs.
What do you reckon about that game there, Toe?
I think the Argentinians are actually a changed team since they changed the coach.
Yes.
And I think they've got better and better. And I expect as usual, very tough encounter. But I think the All Blacks will run out at least 10 points in front.
Right.
I can't see the Argentinians beating the All Blacks.
Yeah.
Although there's a couple of players missing. Good to see SBW run out on the pitch tomorrow about 11. I think it's 11:30 or something.
Yeah.
So it'd be strange to watch a game.
I know.
At that time.
True.
I think it'll be good. The one I'm waiting for is the return match for South Africa.
Yes.
The following week. I can't wait for that because that'll be
over there. Yeah.
Shit, that'll be a real humdinger.
Yeah.
It'll be a real, pull down, drag them out sort of game, and that will most probably be the game of the season.
I think that'll be a good one. I'll tell you what, when they played the South Africans last time, the All Blacks, it was quite a bit of... Was it a bit of a shock for you there? Because I tell you what, it was a shock for me. There were other main men that usually comes on. He was really going for the South Africans, but it was definitely a shock for me. What was it like for you when the South Africans beat the All Blacks in their last game?
For me, it was bloody horrible.
Yeah.
And it was based around on, like I said about tomorrow's Grand Final.
Yeah.
A couple of mistakes in the first half, a couple of mistakes in the second half. I thought the All Blacks were bloody arrogant.
Yeah.
Not taking the drop goal in front of in front of a six.
Yes.
They thought to themselves, "Hey, we're the All Blacks.
Yes.
We should go for the try."
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you lose games.
Yeah.
And I think it will be a lesson for them as they go into next year's World Cup.
Yeah.
But hey, don't just smile if it falls off a drop goal to win a game.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you need to win 7.
Yes.